At first, it was only the mirrors. Nothing dramatic. Nothing impossible. Just small delays. When Mika raised her hand, her reflection sometimes followed a fraction of a second later. Not enough to be certain. Just enough to be noticed. Just enough to make her uneasy. She told herself it was fatigue, stress, lack of sleep, normal things. Safe explanations. Mika lived alone in a narrow apartment on the 4th floor of a quiet building where footsteps sounded louder than voices. She worked at a document archive center. Old papers, old photographs, old records. Days passed in silence and dust. No one asked questions. No one stayed long enough to know her. It suited her, because sometimes when people looked at her too carefully, they frowned. Like they almost recognized her, but couldn't understand why. The first dream came on a Wednesday. It always felt important that it was Wednesday, though she didn't know why. She stood in a long white corridor, walls smooth and featureless. Light humming overhead, the floor polished enough to reflect her feet. Bare feet. Walking slowly, leaving wet footprints, dark ones, at the end of the hallway a mirror. Tall, wide, waiting. She approached carefully, heart steady, too steady, like it already knew what it would see. The reflection stood perfectly still, even as she moved. Watching her approach, when she reached the mirror, she looked. There was no skin, muscle and tendons stretched across bone, wet and glistening. A face without softness, eyes sunk deep in exposed tissue. Still alive, still breathing, still her. She woke quietly. No scream, just silence. Morning felt normal, safe, predictable. But when she washed her face, her hands trembled because she expected to feel something wrong, something missing. Her skin was warm, soft, human. Still, she avoided mirrors that day. Weeks passed, the dreams returned, never identical, always similar. Sometimes the skinless version stood behind her reflection. Sometimes it pressed its hands against the inside of the glass. Sometimes it tried to step through, always failing. One evening she noticed a photograph in her apartment she did not remember owning. It stood on a shelf near the window, a simple frame, scratched. The picture showed 3 people, a man, a woman, a young girl, standing together in a garden, smiling. The girl looked exactly like Mika. She did not remember having parents, not clearly, only vague shapes in memory. Voices without faces, rooms without detail. The photograph disturbed her, not because it existed, because it felt planted, like evidence placed after the fact. That night, the dream changed. The corridor darker, lights flickering, the hum uneven, the mirror cracked, thin lines spreading like veins. When she approached, the reflection smiled first, the skinless mouth stretched too wide. "You remember yet?" it asked. She woke with blood on her pillow, from biting her lip in sleep. After that, more things began to shift. Objects moved slightly. Chairs angled differently. Doors not quite as she left them. Once she found fingerprints on her bathroom mirror. Long streaks dragged downward, as if someone had tried to hold on. From the inside, she cleaned them. Slowly, carefully, without thinking, like she had done it before. The silence in the apartment grew heavier. Not empty silence, occupied silence. Sometimes late at night, she heard breathing, not her own, slower, deeper, close to the walls. She pressed her ear against the plaster once. Breathing stopped immediately. The dreams came every night now. The corridor shortening, the mirror closer, the skinless figure clearer. One night she reached out, touched the glass, warm. The reflection touched back, soft muscle sliding against invisible barrier, and then memory cracked. Flashes, broken pieces. Out of order, a bathroom, steam filling the air. A woman speaking gently. You don't need to be afraid. Hands trembling, holding something sharp, metal catching light. A scream, cut short, red spreading across white tile. A mirror shattered, another fragment, the same bathroom. Later, much later, silence, heavy, final skin floating in cloudy water, hands working carefully, slowly, deliberately, removing, separating, studying, another fragment, police lights flashing, questions asked, answers given. I live alone, I always have, the lie repeated until it felt true. The memory stopped there, incomplete, broken. Mika sat awake in darkness, breathing shallow, mind refusing to connect the pieces. The next night, the dream ended differently. She reached the mirror, but this time the reflection stepped forward. The glass did not stop it. It emerged slowly, wet muscle gleaming under sterile light, standing in front of her, close enough to touch. You hid me well, it said. I don't understand. You removed her. Cold spread through her chest, your mother. The word felt foreign. You wanted to see what was underneath. Images forced themselves together. Not random, not confusion. Truth, she had not been attacked, had not lost her family, had not survived anything. She had created the silence, the bathroom, the blade. The careful work, not rage. Not accident, curiosity. The desire to see what made people human. Skin as disguise, muscle as truth. Her mother had trusted her, stood close, spoken softly, unafraid, and Mika had peeled that trust away layer by layer, not quickly, not blindly, carefully, studying, learning, watching life fade. The secret had been too large, too impossible, so memory buried it. Rewrote everything. Ordinary life replacing horror. The skinless figure watched her calmly. You forgot, I had too. Yes, but silence stretched between them. Heavy, absolute. No one caught you, no. You became normal. I tried, the figure tilted its head, but we remember. Mika closed her eyes, not to escape. To hold the truth steady. I killed her. The words settled quietly. No thunder, no collapse. No screaming madness, just fact. When she opened her eyes, the corridor was gone. The mirror gone. The figure gone. She sat in her dark apartment, breathing slowly, evenly. Morning would come, work would continue, life would move forward. Nothing would change, except one thing. She would remember, not punishment, not redemption, just truth. And sometimes when she passed, a mirror her reflection still arrived late, as if something underneath moved first.